Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We are about to have to decide which main quest to go for, or we're going to have to seriously go out of our way for side content. But before we do that, there are a couple of things we need to do. First one is in contracts, we are going to do this one. Why? Well, we have 5 Xenotech now, and I want to do as many contracts as possible, so it makes sense to do this. Vladimir Takara has entered into a trade war with a competitor in the coal trade. Having lost several of his Xenotech procurers, he is in need of a powerful and influential supplier of the forbidden merchandise. We shall do that. We gained 3 profit factor for that, and we have now done all available contracts. Wonderful. Right, next up, there's another place we need to go. So, Koronus Expanse map. Let's see where we are. We might not be able to go there right away, but we'll see. Oh, we're at Dargonis. Perfect. We can go there right away. Right. So, map of the Koronus Expanse. The place we need to go is Latotian's Passage, which is over here somewhere, I think. Was it? Now I'm going crazy. Was it somewhere else? Now I can't. No, it's this one. This is where we need to go. Where we discovered some ruins. That is correct. Okay, let's head down here. Now, why do we need to go here? Well, we need to go here because we didn't complete it last time. I was looking up, when we were doing the thumbnail for it, what the name of the alien race was that we found on this planet, because it was that ancient race that had died out. And when I looked it up, I found how to unlock the cracked Xeno chest. So the Xeno chest, which is currently in our inventory, where are we? Is in our inventory here somewhere. This one. Yeah. I saw a guide for how to unlock it, and I was like, wait a second, you can unlock that? And, you know, I now figured out we needed to go back here. I figured out, I mean, I read the guide. So, there is another pattern that you can do. The game gives you 0 hints that there is another pattern, apart from the fact that you got the chest. You getting the chest is the only hint the game gives you that there is another pattern. Well, I mean, that's technically not 100% true.
Keep your eye on
the other pattern is also symmetrical, which is your only other clue, because I believe that there's only 2 other patterns which are symmetrical coming off of this. So if you were going to trial and error it, and you were thinking that potentially that was a way around it, then, you know, that gives you your way round. So, let me see here. We need to... Can I use this? In theory, you're meant to be able to use this again. Huh, that's annoying. Wait a second. Because you're meant to be able to make a symbol that goes around like that. But for some reason, we cannot. I missed a step. What we need to do is we need to put our cracked chest in here. So that is now our cracked chest in here. So now we can redirect the energy beam. Okay. So we want to go 3rd one here. We then want to go over this way. Over this way. Redirect that to there. Let's do it. Then you want to redirect this one directly across. Do it again. Then you want to come back over here, redirect this one in here. And then you want to redirect this energy beam to here. One more. Look, in the jaws. We now have our chest, and we can open it. Gives us the Chains of Domination. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy, they receive a stacking +5 bonus to willpower until the end of combat. And then Aldari Equipment, Foul Sight Veil. Grants a bonus to perception but a minus penalty to willpower. Cool. Oh. Hello. You solved all the puzzles at the unidentified ruins. That feels like an undeserved achievement. Right. I just want to see what this said. The cracked chest has altered the expected result, outcome a demon, threat level maximum. So we are now facing a Screamer of Tzeentch. Plus 2 pink horrors, which I believe turn into blue horrors when you kill them. Okay, well this is horrible, obviously. Let's rearrange our group. So, Abelard, you're definitely looking at like a front position, as is Pascal. There we go. I mean, it makes sense for you to be as far back as possible, Erlet. Let's assume that the right-hand side is fine. We're then going to put Idira. You're going to go left-hand side. Argenta, I guess, could go up here. Yeah, we're kind of not sure where she needs to go, but I guess up here would be fine. And then we are completely out of position, but that's okay. What I want to do with us is potentially run us to this side. Yeah, so let's make us be like here. Start. It is nice to always go first in combat. It's a nice little advantage. There you go. Give you that one. Rear, we're going to increase Erlet's damage if I have to choose one or the other. Like Erlet over Idira. Stronghold stratagem. Allies in that area gain extra armor. Well, that seems like a frontline thing for us. Kill zone. Hopefully also this area. Let's do joint analysis to increase damage. Move over here. And then maybe switch to this one. Yeah. So we can now do a burst fire in here, potentially. Do it.
I'll see to it personally. The best defense is a good offense.
That's pretty good. And then apply more stacks. So other people can do extra damage. Awesome. I probably should have surefire planned, but that's okay. Hey, a dodge. That's what we were expecting. We're in the dodge area, and her dodge is incredible. Then the Screamer parried us. Oh no. Well, that's not ideal. Roulette. We've got many things we can do here. I think probably Call the Bold makes sense. It's a level 5, so that means it's going to do... it's going to reduce armor by 3 times difficulty tier percent by 15%, so... That means that you're going to have 30 armor instead, which is nice. It won't knock him further. Oh, wait a second. Prey. If target is marked as prey, the armor and dodge reduction granted also works for the attacks of bounty hunters' allies. Yeah. So we need to mark everything as prey to start with. We'll do you.
Serves your cause.
Apparently I can't see these two, which is interesting. Let's cull the bolts. Let's see what else we got. So we got claim the bounty we could also do here. Let's do claim the bounty.
No weakness
Nice
is
bit of
hidden
damage.
from my sight.
Follow up by analyze enemies. So that puts more stacks on it. I actually don't have enough for another shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use precise... Or sorry, we're going to use in my sights, which will then give us another shot at the start of her next turn if it's still alive.
Your intent.
Alright. Argenta. Start off with a Furious Recital.
For the weak.
I didn't realize that that triggers attack of opportunity, but there we go. Gained a little bit of momentum from that. Then going to use this to run out
commands, I act.
without taking an attack of opportunity. Then I think shooting seems like a good idea. Okay. Then could wildfire, but I think run and gun does the same thing and gives us movement. Yes, in this case it does.
I'll do it.
Okay. Might go over here and then fire back into this area. Sure.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Okay. Not ideal. I should have used Devastating Attack, but hey, I didn't. Okay, Pascal. Step number 1 is do this buff.
Request approved.
Cool. So now we're going to do more damage. Figure out where we want to stand. Probably... We could stand here. That seems good.
Explorers know one route.
Okay.
Forward.
Attack. Nice damage. Followed by shooting them.
Running binary override.
Alright, well. We have one extra hit to do. Let's maybe try and apply... Yeah, just some more stacks to this pink horror then. That's fine. Okay. Abelard. Yeah, so let's go Sworn Enemy. followed by an increase of temporary wounds, followed by charging in. Nice. Then do it again.
I will do my duty.
Wonderful. It's dead. Urlet will kill it next turn. Dira, let's focus on these two for you. You know what? Might as well mark as prey, given that Urlet can't see them. Let's mark these two as prey. Wonderful. Then going to do claim the bounty, which won't kill, but we'll do, you know. Yeah, I'll apply toxic shot, I guess. We could then do psychic scream for a little extra damage. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Let's do one of those. Let's apply some more stacks first, though. There we go. Psychic scream.
Anything else?
Nice bit of damage. And then maybe... yeah, maybe we'll do a forewarning on... There's nobody... maybe on Argenta. There we go. I was going to say there's nobody I could see, but that'll do. Okay. Awesome. And wait, did I put prey on both of you? I did. Perfect. Alright. Our turn. Now, we're a little bit in a bad situation due to many things. Let's move our back line here.
I'll see to it personally.
That's fine. We're then going to increase the armor of people in this zone. And then going to make this zone a kill zone.
As good as done.
Okay. Going to use perfect spot to increase our cover efficiency. Increase my allies' damage. I'm not planning on attacking. I'll do that. What can I do here to... I should have used a non-damaging ability. I can actually still do that, yeah.
Who, if not me?
Let's use Surefire Plan and a non-damaging ability onto the Screamer, which will then reduce its damage. Cool. And then we're going to end our turn. Okay, we took a little damage. That's fine. He's got the increased armor, so he's fine as well. Screamer dies. Okay, well. Urlet's going to have to... Oh, wait, can she see here? No. Yeah, she's going to have to move, unfortunately. Yeah, let's move out. Claim the bounty.
This tedium is beneath me. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Okay. We knew that was going to spawn extras.
The swift.
Oh, she got her second shot as well there. And then take a shot in at that one. Maybe call the bold.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Could also make these two
if I must.
Prey as well while we're here.
If it serves your cause.
Yeah, that's not going to kill them. We're going to look at the pink horror first. Let's put some extra stacks on it.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Shoot it. Okay, and then I'm going to precise shot that one.
This tedium is beneath me.
Cool. Control shot.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
And then we just fire. Yeah, that seems good. Maybe we want to do that. Let's work it out. So, we're gonna wanna... the problem is, we want to get one extra stack of versatility, so that costs 2. So I guess we want to shoot for 1. Do this for 2. Then devastating attack. Yeah, so this is fine. So. Oh no, but I want to do my burst first. Because I used controlled shot. I used controlled shot in the wrong place. Unfortunate. So I guess I want a wildfire first, which kind of messes things up, but whatever.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay. Fire.
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor.
Then do a single shot that way. Yep. That's what I'm saying. I kind of messed things up a little bit, because I should have done a single shot that way, controlled shot, wildfire, and then I could also have had that be a devastating attack this way, but I didn't, so there we go. Right. Get in here. Well, maybe. How does this look when this attacks? Not great. Yeah, I guess get in here. Let's go for an attack.
Combat is an equation. Your life is an negligible variable.
Yeah, it's going to hit us, so let's not do that.
My vow is to serve.
Good. Okay, and then apply extra stacks to this one. Awesome. Abelard. Give yourself temporary wounds. Attack.
At your beck and call. One fewer tongued.
Nice. Then charge.
Indeed.
I know we had to fight that guy there,
Reduced to
but that now
dust.
kills this one. And then taunt in this
It will be
direction.
done.
Which, did it work? It did. Wonderful. That's cool.
I will do my duty.
And increase deflection for people who are near him. Wonderful. There's a parry. Can I see this guy? No, I can see this one though if I want to. And also, yeah. Well, I don't know what I did there. I think I managed to move something off of something, which is not good. Let's come out here. Let's apply prey to these two. Oh, I think I managed to click one of those, but didn't actually do anything. Oh, I can only apply prey to one because I've already applied prey. That makes sense. I actually do 0 damage to these guys, which is not ideal. Let's do a little toxic shot. Okay.
Anyone see that?
I don't know if that even applied toxic. I don't think it did. Okay. We can do a little psychic attack onto one of them. Maybe this
Anything else?
one. Nice. Foreboding gives everybody a bit of dodge in this area. Maybe in this area.
Will do.
Okay. That's fine. And then end our turn. Hey, dodged. Here. Also dodged. Our turn. Well, make this a kill zone
I'll see to
because there are
it
2
personally.
enemies in it. Then we're going to overwhelming stratagem the area. And we're going to stronghold stratagem the area behind, I think. Wait. No, it should have done it in the same area. That's fine. Whatever. Go on. Analysis.
Not me. I'll make it
Surefire
happen.
plan. Anything else I can apply? I can apply extra stacks. Okay. Shoot him.
I'll see to it personally.
Cool. Alright. Roulette. Well, kill.
I am not your scene. I deal death with my hands.
Okay. Awesome. She had to reload. That's fine. Then we can shoot these 2. It costs 2 to shoot, so yeah, shoot them.
If it serves your cause, no weakness is hidden
Nice
from
damage.
my sight.
Okay. Argenta. Now we're looking at a controlled shot. Wildfire. Okay. Then we fire.
Doubt is for the weak.
There we go.
Each strike is a prayer.
Wonderful. We did it. We killed them all. That is great. Okay. Back into here. I got an item before that one, which was a piece of headwear for you. Is 15 perception better than 10 ballistics? So perception gives her the ability to have reduced the enemy's dodge, while ballistic increases her hit. Maybe. Yeah, I think it might be. Okay. Which then means that we have that visor, which increases ballistic skill by 10. You got somebody that would be good on? Ballistic skill by 10. Grants the wearer's attacks increased rate of fire % damage. Okay, that seems good. Yeah, you're not going to kill that many people with that currently. Let's just give you the this as a temporary thing. We can't do that. Oh, it's Aldari equipment. I didn't even notice. Oh, alright then, whatever. We've also got the Chains of Domination. Every time you kill an enemy, you get willpower until the end of combat. So that's in that slot. Wait, she has a missing slot. There you go. Extra willpower for you. That's good. Right. Let's get back to the ship, shall we?
I always keep
So
my
that's what we
options
missed
open.
here. Which is actually a fairly big miss, because not only was it some pieces of equipment, it's also XP. Which is, as we know, very useful for becoming stronger. So, that's good. Right, then we're going to go back to the bridge, and we're going to level up. Because we need to. So, let's do that next. Okay, once it does its little load. Almost there. And a couple more percent. Perfect. Right. Level up. What do we get at this rank? So we get a talent and a characteristic. Okay. What kind of talents was I wanting? I don't think I wanted that one. I don't think I use overwhelming stratagem a lot. I don't think our AP is the problem per turn. Using a stratagem on a combat tactics area for the second time in a turn refunds 1 AP. Again, I don't think AP is our issue. We could make our plan better. Yeah, an enemy affected by surefire plan also suffers a dodge reduction and parry reduction penalty. I wonder if that applies to a burst fire attack. Well, no, it wouldn't, because we can only apply this when we use a non-damaging ability. Let's not be silly. Yeah, that increases the bonus to dodge and parry, which I don't think we need. Once per combat, if the Crime Lord has at least one stack, they do not die from lethal damage. I mean, that's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, just having you not die once is a useful ability. Could also take a bunch of characteristics trainings and things like that if we want to. We're currently using las weaponry, I think. Although, no, we're using one las weapon and one non-las weapon. So that doesn't help us. Bonus to parry, we're not doing that. We could take Drukhari weapon proficiency if we wanted to. Interesting. Do we have any Drukhari weapons? As in anything that would be useful to use? I mean, we've got that, but that's like, these are melee weapons. Not so much. I'm just seeing what he's not allowed to use and using that as our way of determining whether we have any Drukhari weaponry. I can't remember whether I have any that I put away, though. Let's maybe have a look. Maybe I put some Drukhari weaponry away. To the captain's quarters. To the loot chest. In here, and loot chest. Right. So we're looking for anything that's like Drukhari weaponry. Well-maintained sniper. So this one requires a higher amount of strength than we have, unfortunately. Yeah, so I don't think this is for us. I don't think we're just not the right person. It's an interesting idea, but I don't think we're the right one. Unless we find a piece of Drukhari weaponry that's actually really good, I don't think that's what we're looking for. Okay. So, let's see here. Combat Master? No. We could take a characteristics training, make ourselves better at ballistic skill or something like that. That would be okay. Or perception would also be okay. We could also assume that we're not going to be good at these things and start increasing some more of our lore stats. You know what? Increasing our lore stats so we can take advanced skill in lore, so we can reroll failed skills checks. That's actually pretty good. You know what? Let's take advanced skill warp right now. So that gives us advanced skill logic and advanced skill warp. And then maybe work on it like Xenos next. And try and get that as an advanced skill. And basically, we can be the person who gives us all the lore, while our companions can carry us through the game. This sounds like my plan in every game. Anyway, moving on. Characteristic. Here, well, this is interesting. It's kind of between ballistic skill and perception again. Perception gets us another bonus for taking it, so let's take it. This lowers their dodge. So, that's good. And it raises our awareness, which is quite a nice thing to have anyway. Okay, cool. Jai. Oh, you only get a talent. That makes life a little easier. What have we got here? Whenever an ally grants the Master Tactician a stack of tactical advantage, the ally also heals. That's kind of cool. You gain an extra turn with full... Oh, sorry, with... Not full, with... with 2 AP and full MP the first time Master Tactician's ally uses a heroic act. Whenever the Master Tactician spends tactical advantage stacks and abilities, the critical damage dealt increases by 1% for each stack until the end of the turn. That is pretty good, and we do that every turn. Yeah, I think we take that. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's take that. So basically, we're every single time we use the thing that increases our damage, we then have increased critical damage on top of that, which is nice to have. Okay. Next up, we have another Master Tactician. But this time, we're not really looking at any of the Master Tactician stuff. We're looking at the... we're looking at Navigator stuff, right? So it's Unblinking Stare. Till the end of combat, enemies damaged by the Navigator suffer an additional 7 damage from all attacks of opportunity and cannot dodge them. Okay. While under the effect of any Navigator power, enemies have their armor reduced by 2 times the Navigator's willpower bonus. This reduction is increased by the devastating parameter of the Navigator's staff, but does not stack. Allies that are targeted by the Navigator's abilities gain +5 to all resistance tests against warp effects. You know what? Sure, and it stacks with every applied Navigator ability. We do have buffs for allies. Let's take that. Yeah, let's not think about it too much. Let's just take it. And then by taking it, we get whatever... We've got the one that increases a stat based on our Navigator... a number of Navigator talents taken. I think it might even be Fellowship. So, that's cool. Right. Heinrichs. Assassin. You get a common talent and a talent. Ooh. Okay. Enemies adjacent to the Psyker suffer 10% more damage. I mean, he is melee. That does mean he's just doing 10% more damage. Anything else? We can't get another Psi rating for another 3 levels. That's fine. We got anything that's good for when we buff? Uses of Heroic Act reduces the Veil degradation. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight, or the Psyker is in cover, all resistance tests suffer a penalty. Okay. Whenever you use a damaging one, we don't use damaging ones on him. Psyker's psychic powers that have a range of 2 cells or more have the range increased by 3? That's pretty good. What's it being increased by? Perception. Okay. First psychic power used each turn increases Veil degradation by 2 points less, and it can decrease it. Ooh. Okay. I actually kind of like Stabilizing Factor as well. It means we can spam out his abilities a lot more, and his abilities stack on top of each other. Yeah, let's take Stabilizing Factor. That seems good. Next, we decide whether we want an Assassin ability, which I don't think we do. I do think Eternal Dawn... Oh, sorry, I think Edge of Dawn is pretty good. Think what other stuff we've got. We could also try and increase his demolitions, I suppose. That was something that we were thinking about, so we could have a second demolitions character. Although we could do that by taking characteristics training agility or something similar to that. And then trying to boost up his agility. That could be cool. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. That could definitely be a cool way to go with this. Thinking about it. Yeah, demolitions was the one I was looking for, and I just couldn't find it on the list. Have I already taken it? That would explain it. Basic skill, No, I haven't taken it. We could take this. It was a 7. I know Jai is also doing some demolition stuff, but I'll give a 7 there. Although 85 isn't terrible. Yeah, maybe we'll increase agility. I think agility might be the better way to increase this, because it's going to increase our demolitions and it's going to give us agility, which is obviously in of itself good. Good. So now he's got 90 and 80, which, yeah, I think that's fine. We lose 2 demolitions by doing that, but he gets another agility bonus. Yeah, that seems good. Right, roulette. 1 available talent. Not a talent from her archetype. Okay. Wait, no, these are talents from her archetype. It's not called... No, sorry, I got it the wrong way around. So these are all talents. Okay. Whenever prey is killed, all enemies in a 10-cell radius around the prey have their agility reduced for 2 rounds. Whenever an enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by the bounty hunter or their allies, the bounty hunter gains 2 times the enemy's difficulty tier % damage for 2 rounds. It does happen a lot, but I don't know if that's what we want. Whenever you score a critical hit, the target's armor is reduced by 6 plus the target's difficulty tier % until the end of combat stacks. Until the end of combat is lovely. 6 is ballistic skill. I think that's really good. Actually, I think that one's good. Whenever you're attacked in melee range, that's more like I just shouldn't let that happen. That guarantees critical hits, which we don't need because we always crit. Whenever you kill for crit, the target's difficulty tier... All allies gain target's difficulty tier % critical hit chance until the end of combat. That's cool. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit for the first time in a round, they gain the target's difficulty tier movement points. We don't want to move. First critical hit in a round grants their allies a stacking difficulty tier plus bounty hunter's perception bonus divided by 3 bonus to armor penetration until the end of combat. Once they reload, the bonus is gone. Once you hit an immobilized or stunned target, we still don't do that, which is not great. Savor the kill. If the prey is not being traded is killed by an ally, the bounty hunter gains an extra turn of half their MP and AP and cannot attack. Let's take Pierce the Armor. I think that'd be really good against the more difficult things. A lot of these ones that I'm taking, that's like, it lowers the armor until the end of combat. I'm kind of thinking like big, powerful bosses, which we don't fight that often, but I'm kind of assuming at some point we will. So having these things will be really, really useful when we fight them. Because for her, if we're not fighting a boss, she can just kill it in like 2 hits anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Right, let's go you. You get 2 talents for being an assassin. While wearing heavy armor, Forge World characters gain this. Oh yes, we're trying to increase your strength to whatever it needs to be. What does it need to be for heavy armor proficiency? 60. 45. So we need 1. Okay. And I can't take characteristics training strength again? No, I already have it. Okay. Well. Unless we got something in here that would do it. Oh no, wait a second. Let me just have a look at something. Oh, it wouldn't have counted anyway. I was thinking we could give him half the Humanity's Finest bonus, but I realized that won't count anyway, so it's fine. Because we could have given, we could have used Heinrich's thing to give, to take the one where everyone gets half the bonus, but I realized it doesn't count for the purposes of taking these, so it doesn't matter. I think Steel of the Forge is okay to take, even if we don't have the strength right now. Could I take it next level? It seems to claim I can take it next level, but I don't know whether I actually can. No, let's just take it on the assumption that we're going to. And then... let's see here. Seeing what else we've got here. So... Machine Spirit Communion applies 1 stack of Exploit. I'm not that worried about that. Attacks and effects of Exposed Weakness ability gain bonuses against enemies under the effects of Machine Spirit Communion as if those enemies had 2 more stacks of Exploit. Melee attacks apply the Machine Spirit Communion effect on all attacked enemies. That's actually pretty good. So Machine Spirit Communion is the one that... yeah, leave that for now. That's the one that reduces the damage, right? No, that's Machine Spirit Banishment. What's Machine Spirit Communion? Try and spot it in the list of things. Does it mean banishment? Or does it mean communion? Did I read it wrong? Does it say banishment? That's my next thought. Sometimes it could just say the... sometimes I could just read the wrong thing. So was I taking Steel of the Forge and then... go down here. Where are we? Machine Spirit Communion applies 1 stack on... Oh, wait. Maybe it's a talent? Not a talent. That's an active. There we go. Machine Spirit Communion. It's the one that reduces... It's the one for enemies, increases their recoil. Oh, okay. That's fine. Let's not worry about that. Okay, Steel of the Forge. You could always have a look at the assassin stuff. What was the one that I've ticked here? For every 10 damage, 1 direct damage is also done to the target. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Expose weakness, doing more is fine. Gives you the ability to push people in combat. You can store the wounds of an ally once per combat. Gains 6 plus Medicaid divided by 5 wounds. Okay. Don't really need that. That's the prediction one that we've looked at. Increases perception by 10. That reduces the enemy's dodge by 10. Increases tech use and demolitions by 10. I mean, increasing tech use even further is okay, but we don't fail tech use at all. So... let's see. Sorry, I'm spending a long time deciding, and it's more just indecision. I don't really want to use those on that. It's deflection against burning. Gains a 10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single target attack. Successful critical hits from single target attacks increase hit chance and dodge reduction by 20%. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe that one, then went, well, maybe not. Maybe perception by 10 is not terrible. That does give us increased like dodge reduction, which is cool. Which would be fine. Yeah. Affects awareness skill and reduces enemy dodge chance against the character's attacks. People do tend to dodge occasionally, so maybe we'll take that. Yeah, that sounds fine. Cool. And by increasing his... Maybe that doesn't actually go directly into dodge reduction. I was thinking maybe by increasing his dodge reduction, maybe that helps him with his assassin stuff. But his dodge is actually still higher, so it doesn't matter. And I don't think it goes directly in. I think it's a separate calculation. Okay, you get 1 talent. Moving down here. What's Power Conduit? After triggering Psychic Phenomena or Perils of the Warp for the first time each combat, Psychic powers cost 1 less action point. Next Psychic Power. Okay. Whenever you use a damaging Psychic Power on targets that are 6 cells or further, the target suffer additional 4 damage. That must be on Ballistic Skill. It is indeed on Ballistic Skill. Potentially okay because it gives us a reason to take Ballistic Skill. Every Perils of the Warp increases momentum. Okay. Could try and improve her Ballistic Skill, make her better. Uses of her Heroic Act reduces Veil Degradation. Can spread her Humanity's Finest characteristic. Yeah, don't think we need that. Oh, so these are all also things. That's fine. Whenever we deal mental damage from any source other than Aftershock, the target suffers half as much mental damage on their next turn. Enemies that have taken damage from the Psyker at least once suffer -20 penalty to all resistance tests against the Psyker. Enemies that fail the willpower resistance test against the psychic ability will suffer extra direct damage each time they suffer mental damage. Anytime an enemy becomes the target of a particular Psyker ability for the first time, this enemy suffers a -5 penalty to their intelligence and perception, and the Psyker's intelligence and perception is increased by +2 until the end of combat. Okay, I mean that's cool. Says anytime you affect an enemy, you can gain a stacking perception and intelligence. Okay. Whenever you kill an enemy with your psychic power, dealing more damage than the target's wounds, the excess damage will be dealt to the nearest closest enemy. Enemies that become the target of psychic powers gain a stacking -5 penalty to dodge and parry. After every 6th use, all enemies gain a stacking 5 penalty to all characteristics until the end of combat. So 6 psychic powers. I'm just thinking about a typical turn where you could do that. You could do 3 a turn. You could do buff, attack. That then would give you 3, and then on the next turn you lower every characteristic by 5. It does mean that it heavily incentivizes more psychic powers, but maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. I do like that, actually. The stacking negatives. If you last three turns in combat, you can apply a negative to all characteristics with only 2 abilities a turn. Yeah, potentially okay. We kind of want to run her with Heinrichs, I'm just realizing, almost all the time to reduce the veil degradation, but then I realized that if we run her with Heinrichs, Heinrichs can't spam his either. Okay. So maybe I don't. I want to take I want to take something that makes psychic powers better. I like the potentially increased damage one. I also like this one. This one seems interesting. Let's take it. It's going to be useful in long fights, which means that, yeah, I think characteristic penalties are only useful in long fights, and then this is only useful in a long fight anyway. So I think that's kind of fine. Yeah, let's take it. Right. Next up, available skill. Alright, well, you're already taking the one I want, so what's the next one? Awareness? Yeah, it's awareness. That's easy. Yep. Okay. And then we get a talent. So, preferred targets. When the Archmilitant attacks a target that has a dodge reduced by any effects applied by the Archmilitant's allies, they gain critical hit chance. They have their parry reduced to gain critical damage. Okay. When the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their armor reduced, they get 10% more deflection reduced. Okay, that's fine. And those are okay. Gaining a stack of versatility increases critical hit chance by 10% until the end of combat, or so until the end of the turn stacks. So you gain a stack of versatility with each different attack. So you could do like shoot, which would give you 1. Shoot again. That would then, so like on the first turn you would do single target attack, run and gun. You do your burst attack. Your burst attack would have 10% increased critical hit, although it depends when the stack of versatility is gained. You could potentially have 20% if you gain it before the attack resolves. I think adaptability sounds pretty good. Yeah, especially as later we could be attacking like 3 times a turn. You gain 3 stacks of versatility a turn, and in fact, because it's a turn, if I was then going to give her another turn via... Wait, yeah, is the turn the full thing or is the turn the single thing? Some of a character's actions during a round. No, okay, so yeah, it would only be on her. So we can do 3. I was thinking for a second there we could be like, oh, and then we give her another one on Cassia's turn. She gets more critical hit because it's still part of the same thing. But no, that would be round, not turn. But still, I think this is pretty good. Let's just take it. I'm happy with that. Okay. And then Abelard. 1 talent. Okay. Fell bonus, don't care. Fell. Anytime I see fell, I don't care. Anytime I don't, I'm like, okay. That's priority target stuff. Yeah, I don't think taunts are that good, so I'm going to ignore those. Mainly because I don't use them enough. Defensive stance now is a penalty to weapon skill for attacks of opportunity granted by this ability instead. It has a 10% penalty or 10 penalty instead of 20, and they deal additional damage. That's actually pretty good. I like the increased damage. Seeing what else we got here. Affected. No. 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 Wait, what maximum stacks of unyielding beacon the Vanguard gains 7 resolve? That's pretty good if we want to increase our momentum quite a lot. Yeah, I think I'm happy with counterattack stance. It means that we're going to do a lot more back to people when we have that on, which is kind of the main use case for it. So, cool. Right, we've now done a level up, which is cool. Okay. I have realized, however, that we don't have much time to jump into a main mission. You know, maybe we'll go and do a side. We'll set ourselves up for a side thing. Yeah. I was thinking that I don't want to do a main quest with only 10 minutes left in the episode, because then we barely get to see it start before we're done. So let's go get ourselves a side quest thing started, and we can see whether there's things we can do over here. So, in terms of side quest things, we're kind of looking to go down here. Or we're looking to go down here. Let's maybe go to these ones. These ones are fairly early, and like they're available fairly early. So maybe we're going to head to... We actually want to head back to Footfall as well. Maybe we do a trek to I was going to say, maybe we do a trek to Footfall, and then we do a trek to... we go to here afterwards. Maybe we would create a route to Footfall? I don't know. Let's head to Mundus Valancius first. Oh, new stage of development in Colony Foulstone. Okay. Demonic eyes had materialized and begun to slither across the walls of the crew quarter 49. The burning orbs swelled like bubbles of fetid swamp gas, only in secluded places at first, later appearing in plain sight. Everyone subject to their glare started experiencing headaches and spells of self-flagellation. After one of the officers peeled off a portion of his own skin to fashion a makeshift eyelid for one of the fiendish orbs, the section was quarantined since neither fire nor munitions could prevent more eyes from sprouting up on the ship. The vessel was cleansed only by escaping the clutches of the embrace of the Sea of Souls, and then we have returned. So a new stage of development? Oh, okay. I bring woeful news, Lord Captain. Prelate Hectorius of the Order of the Hammer has passed away. During the Great Purge conducted by the righteous of Foulstone, a den of subhuman deviants was discovered. The prelate personally led the purge, sustained a grievous wound, and died the next planetary turn. On his deathbed, he was granted a vision where Saint Cognatius was reincarnated in a body made from the saint's holy relics. The Order's elders believe this to be a sign that St. Cognatius's relics, currently stored on planets throughout the expanse, must be brought together. The Order is preparing for the election of a new prelate under whose guidance it would undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Lugnalia, as well known for her fervour, and the merciful cellarer Tychon. The minority of the Order see the Oikonomus Nigmus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate. Does the prelate's death not strike you as odd? I'm afraid it does not. The esteemed Hectorius, Hectorchius, began his service as a battle missionary and has long grown weary of the peaceful life befitting a man of his status. There was nothing strange about his wounds. He could have recovered from such injuries 30 years ago, but not now. How does the Order intend to carry out St. Cognatius's mission? The Conclave aims to procure all the relics that once belonged to St. Cognatius, all that can possibly be procured. Given that the saint is a legendary figure, many items in the Koronus Expanse have a alleged connection to him. However, it seems unlikely that any of the relics' owners will be eager to part with them. The answer to the question of how the Order of the Hammer is going to retrieve them depends on the identity of its next prelate. Want to know more about the candidates? Prioress Lugnalia was converted by Hectorchius on one of the heathen worlds. She then served as his bodyguard for many years and eventually became protector of the Order's reliquary and the leader of its military branch. As for Brother Tychon, he is an aristocrat by birth. He had an excellent education and could have lived in luxury had he not renounced secular life for the view of aesthetic vows. He is intelligent, thoughtful, well-read, and most importantly, genuinely merciful. Few things can be said about the Oikonomos Nigmus. He has never been famous for his prowess in battle or his sermons, but the monastery has never wanted for anything on his watch. He is a most reasonable and unintrusive individual. There is another candidate as well, Elder Inocrant, but his flock is very small. Inocrant belongs to the Malpians and was recently accepted into the Order. The priesthood assumes that, as an abbot, he would not push hard for the searching of shrines, but on the contrary, would preach the bliss of ignorance, hindering the comprehension of St. Cognatius's wisdom. Okay, so, as always, we want to see what the options are, then have a look at our companions. So we've got Lugnalia, Tychon, Nigmus, which would give us Influential Servant for Profit Factor, or Elder Inocrant, which would give us Efficiency, Complacency, Security, and In the Prelate's Prayers, which is what? All allies gain 3 wounds. Oh. Okay. That's fairly straightforward, really. What will my companion say? I have sympathy for Prioress Lugnalia. Let her meet with Reverend Hieronymus on footfall. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. A careful and sensible oikonomos sounds like a safer bet to me than a fanatic or a clever aristocrat. The voices say his few paltry secrets, and knowledge of those secrets guarantees us his loyalty. Brother Tychon, or Tychon, he and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then, he was the grandson and heir to Urvend, governor of Dargonus. An honourable young man with a sparkle in his eyes. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestems. Okay, so we can get Drusian rep by going with Lugnalia. You get House Drivestem something, we're going with Drivestem. Discover his secrets gives us security in there. And what's Influential Servant? At the start of each battle, gain momentum. Or I can support Inocrat. Well, given that we've committed to the Drusians, let's go with Lugnalia. Right? Let me double check that Lugnalia wasn't doing something crazy. She was a bodyguard of the previous person, became protector of the Order's reliquary in its military branch. Yeah, that seems fine. I support her. Right. And we've now got a contract off of that as well. His Holiness will see the truth. Reverend Hieronymus arrived on Foulstone and met with the Prioress. After a confession and a philosophical discussion in private, he acknowledged Lugnalia as being worthy of the high ecclesiastical station and guaranteed her the support of the cult of St. Drusus. Prioress Lugnalia has been chosen as prelate of the Order of the Hammer, a faithful militia taking up arms to stake their claim to St. Cognatius's relics. The neighbouring worlds look upon Foulstone with worry and fear, just as they do upon its patron, the rogue trader. Ah, that's what we got for doing Bonfires of Righteousness. We also got Epiphany, a one-handed melee weapon, which is good if you have charge. Which we don't have anybody who's using a one-handed weapon who would use charge, but we also got Profit Factor. Anything I can do off of that? Ooh, I can. Perfect, I can do one of these two. This one's blocked by the fact that we did Bonfire of Righteousness, right? Yeah. So, do we want to do Crusade? Or do we want to do in Drusus's Footsteps? So that gets us Drusian Opinion and 8 Complacency. Okay. That's fine. Or do we want to do this one? Gains bonus to characteristics during warp battles. Gains additional damage against demons. Gains security and gains accusation of heresy. So more damage against demons. So this is just a choice on which one I want. Okay. Thousands of believers are flocking to Foulstone in the hopes of serving the Emperor. Their energy can be directed towards the colonization and conquest of new worlds, as commanded by St. Drusus. The construction of pilgrims' arcs will require enormous resources, but wealth is nothing to the true believer. What does Accuser of Sin give you? It gives you extra damage on charge equal to willpower bonus against demons and Xenos. Okay. And in Crusade, you gain a lot more damage against demons, and you gain bonus to all characteristics during warp and counter battles. House von Valancius' words may be untouched by corruption, but many of the enemies of the faith are lurking all around, and pilgrims of Foulstone are aflame with fanaticism. They need weapons and ships, and whoever gives them these holy tools will be vested with a modicum of the God Emperor's powers. May the crusade against corruption and adultery commence. Or idolatry commence. Let's go with this one. Again, it's more Drusian stuff. Apparently you need rep with the Imperial Navy to do this as well, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Let's do this, because it might lead to other stuff with that. Complacency should increase our profit factor quite a lot, I imagine, based upon what it's saying here. So it says it should increase it by 10% from whatever this place gives us. So what does this place give us? It doesn't exactly say. That's fine. Okay, well, whatever. This should give us an extra... Sorry, it should give us 80% amount produced by the colony. How much is produced by the colony? I don't know. Some amount is produced by the colony. So it should give us 80% of whatever is produced. Okay. That seems fine. And it gives us profit factor of 3. So at the very least, it should give us 80% of 3. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is going to work out great for us. The reason I don't want to do Crusade is, although it sounds kind of cool, it does also in the text be suggested this is a little bit more fanatical than I'm kind of going for. This one just sounds like it's spreading out and colonizing new worlds. It sounds like more of our thing. So that's why I'm going with it. Both of them are about equal in terms of what they give us, so that seems fine. Okay, anything else? Could keep increasing things in Janus just because we can. Hey, we have rep of the Drusians high enough to actually take this one, the Science of Virtue. Is that one of the ones that we needed? No. Okay, what are we missing? We're missing Explorators or Caspally Commission to increase this further. Oh, did we decide to go with either of those? We might have decided to go with neither of those, in which case we're never going to be able to increase this up to the next rank. Oh. That's interesting. Although this has a very, very low amount of rep required, so maybe we could get there, and that would give us just enough to then take the next thing. Yeah, that might be worth doing, actually. Just increasing Explorators enough, because we would need to get to 11,000. Anyway. The Science of Virtue would give us these eyes. Sanctioned Psyker can have increased psi rating against demons for each rank of Dogmatic. Oh, wonderful. All the corruption on Janus originated from the Sophisteries of unholy scholars. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, a preacher of the cult of St. Drusus, is going to visit Janus to perform the procedure of blessed delimitation of the agri complexes and the demarcation of irrigation systems. Instead of relying on the advice of godless genitors, he'll be guided by the wise examples set by the hagiographies of the saints, teachings of the righteous scriptures, and the pious sacred geometry of the iconographers. May faith triumph over sophistication of soulless metal. Cool. Blocks the Rose of Zamarkand, but we're never going to get there because the rep is so high. So yeah, let's do this. Might as well increase it while we can. And then here, we have nothing that we can currently get, and we would need rep with things that we're not getting rep with currently. Okay, so how much did I need with the Explorators? Like 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Okay, let's leave here for now. And have a quick look and see how likely that is. Also see whether we got any new stuff from the Drusians, given that we just increased rep with them by a lot. And we also got a bunch more profit factor. Okay. Where are we? It's over here. Do a quick save as well, just while we're here. Because we haven't done one in a while. Right. Hello. Transportation of goods. So yeah, we get a large med kit, or 12 of them. We get some medium armor. Alright. Death World War Boots. 15% dodge reduction for attacks with melee weapons. That's actually good for an assassin, I guess. Radiant Gloves. Gives a +5 to power reduction. If the wearer has Conviction Iconoclast, all allies gain 10 + 2 times Iconoclast rank hit chance against enemies adjacent to the wearer. The wearer automatically dodges all allies' melee attacks. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, Explorators, we only need to get 6,000 more if we wanted to get to where we need to get to here. How much do I have if I trade? See, we could get that immediately if we wanted to. So that's not impossible. Okay. Just seeing whether anyone has anything for us. We decided to go Fellowship and Drusians, right? Plus Navy, obviously, doing its thing. Yeah, I think that's what I went for. Yeah. Okay. And then we have nothing more with you. Okay. Awesome. Right. Well, now seems like a good point to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.